Well, hey guys, it's Viejo here, and we are in the third week of October in 2025. Beautiful day here on the central coast of California. It's air show weekend. Okay, we got a lot of action in the skies overhead. It's going to be fun. Hey, this is episode 69 of Free the Few. It's been a while since I did this. I started this series a couple of years ago, and what it's all about is after a while, I get an accumulation on my storage rack over there where I keep all of my cast bullets and such. A whole bunch of containers that have less than 100 bullets left in it, and it's time to go shoot them and get them out of the way. And so it's free the few. Take the few that are left in those containers, get them off the shelf, and go have some fun with them. I don't know if you heard that. That's a P-38 Lightning. He's been in the pattern for a few minutes here. Anyway, so what this issue is, number 69 here, is with the SixShooter Texan 44-230- round flat. Okay, this is a custom mold that Six made, and he sent some of these bullets to me quite a while ago, and I got, I said, here, see what you can come up with for these for a load, and I fooled around with them, and I couldn't get anything that I really liked. I was using mostly unique with it, and the bullet itself, well, here it is, right here. It's kind of similar to the RCBS 44-230 CM, and except that this one is a slick-sided bullet, no lube groove, right? And I kind of put it aside because I wasn't happy with the results I was getting, and I told him that at the time. I said, I just can't come up with a load that I think is decent. And so then I got to look, and I said, I got to get back to work with this bullet. And so I tried a different powder, and I went to Vitavury N320, and I tried 5 grains, and it was just kind of a little too slow. And I was looking for somewhere 775 to 825 feet per second. It was in that range. I didn't want them going real fast. It's a target bullet. And so I went to 5.2 grains of N320, and I got a pretty good load. Okay, it ran reasonably accurately and real consistent. And so I took some to the range and shot them first. I actually shot them out of 2 different revolvers that you'll see. I shot them out of the Bisley, it's Ruger, right? Bisley 44 special gun. It's not a 44 mag. This is a 44 special. And they did reasonably well there. And then I went back another time and shot them out of another Ruger, but that time I shot them out of the Super Red Hawk, which is a 44 mag, but I was shooting 44 special cartridges. Let's go ahead and I'll show you the loading process. I loaded these on my Redding T7 press, which pretty much stays set up for 44 caliber, 44 special and 44 mag. I leave that one set up with those dies. And I dropped the powder. Okay, we threw the powder charges, so we didn't weigh them out each time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into that loading process. YouTubers, I can't show you the loading process. I'll show you the setup and show you what we got, but I can't show you action right at the press. You guys already know that. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right, I've got 61 pieces of brass over here. That's because I've got 61 bullets. This is mostly Starline. There's a couple of other, I think a PMC and maybe a Remington or so in there, but it's mostly Starline brass. Okay, so last time we got in here and got these guys all primed, so we like to kind of look down the line there and make sure nobody's sticking up proud of the base of our case there. Okay, those all were good. We got one more partial tray over here. We ended up with 61 bullets, so those are all looking good as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn these over, case mouth up, and we're going to go over here to the UPM3 competition powder measure, and we're going to tray load these guys. Okay, here is our bullets. I had 61 of these from the SixShooter Texan, 61 remaining. He sent me 100 or so, and I tested a few already. But there it is. Okay, HTC style. Okay, no grease grooves. Got a crimp groove. Okay, a nice substantial me-plat. I don't know what powder coats he mixed there. It looks like a red mixed with either a purple or a blue. But anyway, they're kind of cool looking, I think. So we'll go ahead and get these done up. Okay, cases are all ready to go over here. Okay, they've all been sized, expanded, primed, and now charged. So all that's left over here on the T7 is to seat and crimp, and we're using the Hornady Cowboy Cedar die for 44 special, and we're going to crimp using an RCPS Cowboy Cedar die with the seat stem removed. Okay, and we've got that set up to deliver that nice crimp that I showed you. Okay, so we're looking for 1.490. We're right there. Okay, that's where I've loaded these in the past. Seems to work. And fairly light crimp. Okay, this is not a heavy round, but we are up into the crimp groove there, and we can check it with our Wilson pistol gauge for 44 special. Okay, and she clears there nice and easily. And I know I've talked about this in ad infinitum. Can't even say that. Anyway, by experience, and only by experience, I know that if a round fits in here, that it will fit into any of the 44 caliber revolvers that I have, and that's just by trial. If you're not sure, get the cylinder of your revolver out and check it there. Okay, there they are, 61 of those purple people eaters there. Came to us all the way from Texas via the SixShooter Texan, also known as Texas 6. He cast those from a mold that he designed and built himself. Okay, 230 grains sitting over top of 5.2 grains of Vitavuri N320 powder, some Starline 44 special cases, and Winchester large pistol primers. Okay, so there was the loading process. I ended up with, what was it, 61 rounds or something like that. Went ahead and went to the range, and again, I shot them first out of this revolver. I did 6 rounds on video, and then I did 6 more off video for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking anyway. But we put 6 rounds on video for you, and then I'll show you that next target. They shot okay, not you know, really great, but I think a little more tweaking with that N320 powder would produce a little bit more accurate load if I can get them running a little bit faster. But anyway, let's go look at this first piece of shooting. Okay, this is the SixShooter Texan HTC 44-230. Flies are awful. All right, there's that first group. One is square. Okay, nothing spectacular there at all. Not bad, but you know, there's 2 there, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we tightened up a little bit. There's actually 3 rounds right there, or 5, 6. Okay, that's quite a bit better, but we're still talking about a 2-inch group. Okay, so there was that with the Bisley 44 Special. Then, as I said, I took them out again on another day and shot a few out of the Ruger Super Red Hawk. I didn't get too many shot. I started having a problem with the revolver. For some reason, the hand had gotten something up between the frame and the top of that hand where it comes out, you know, and catches the ratchet on the cylinder, and it wasn't rotating my cylinder properly. So I stopped shooting and brought it home, took it all apart and cleaned it up and seems to be working fine now. Anyway, I'll go ahead and put up what I did get on film for you there. And they shot about the same. I thought I'd get more velocity, you know, out of a longer barrel. It really shot about the same. So anyway, difference in air temperature or something, maybe, who knows. Anyhow, let's go look at that. Okay, this is the SixShooter Texan in 44 Special. Okay, not too bad. I got 4 group in there, a couple down there. Velocities are nice and consistent though. Okay, there you go. And Six, if you're watching, I don't know if you've got any of that Vitavari N320 or not. I've been using that in N340 quite a bit lately. For one thing, during pandemic times, that was one of the powders that remained available. I had some anyhow, and so I got a pretty good supply of it. I thought, well, I'll give it a try and see what happens. Worked well. Anyhow, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. I think that's enough for this episode of Free the Few. I hope you enjoyed that and got something out of it. But from the Viejo bench for now, that's all she wrote.